This is my ode to Wendy Williams. I don't know if everybody knows who she is, but she was a gossip talk show host who made everybody sort of feel like they were in on everything in the entertainment industry. And she's under a conservatorship now, which, only she knows what's really going on. But this is my ode to her. This little segment I like to call Spilling the Spiritual Tea. Let me say that again. Spilling the Spiritual Tea. And I'm making this little segment of my channel because there's so many questions that I get from my clients, and I'm on TikTok as well. People are asking me questions on there. And I thought I'd just make a little segment here just on my take on everything. And who am I? I'm an energy therapist. I've studied energy for over 20 years with many different types of energy masters, from Qigong to Reiki to all types of energy healing. And so I really wanted to talk about the telepathy tapes and just how profound they are. And I don't know if anybody has seen the podcast, the Telepathy Tapes by Kai. I'm spacing on her name, but I'll put all that info in the I'm spacing out on the words. I'll put it all in this video. But for me, it answered so many questions because for the longest time, I didn't know I was psychic. I thought everybody could pick up on everybody's energy. I had no idea. I was told as a child, you have a learning disability, and they didn't call it being dyslexic at the time, but I knew that the way they were treating me was wrong because I could pick up on the intention of the person who was telling me that. And so my whole life, I've always had this incredible confidence because I could feel and know people's intentions and know that it had nothing to do with me. And I know that sounds really strange, but as a child, I was like that. And so listening to the telepathy tapes, you see all of these autistic children who are not only telepathic, but who can look at someone's injury or problem in their body and tell you its origin. All of these children who are speaking to dead people, who know when somebody's going to make their transition, and who are geniuses in a lot of different ways. And you see all of the different ways that they told their parents or their teachers, I'm in here and I can hear you and I can see what you're doing. It's quite profound. So most of the telepathy tapes are just that. They are people having to prove over and over and over and over again that they can do what they say that they can do. That they have these beautiful gifts, and that most of us have these beautiful gifts. So for me, all of this has been so eye-opening because I'm not autistic, but now I'm thinking I'm definitely on the spectrum because I could see numbers in my head. I could understand very complex mathematics. Geometry was a whiz because I'm spatially oriented. And so all of that stuff that people were like, oh, this is really hard, and no one believed that I could do it because I was supposed to have a learning disability, people just weren't asking the right questions. And so if I didn't have 15 things going on for me to pay attention to, the teacher was really boring to me and I could have cared less. So there's so many similarities in I guess you would call it neurodivergent people, psychic people, dyslexic people. Your skill set is just different. It's not what mainstream education has taught is valuable. And so that's really my take on the telepathy tapes, is that all of these beautiful children are ushering in telepathy, psychic ability, energy healing, mediumship into mainstream reality in a way that is quantifiable. You hear person after person after person burst into tears because they can't believe it. And so now these children who have no reason to lie, most of them can't lie, are proving over and over and over and over again scientifically with doctors, with scientists, that they are in fact reading someone's mind. And I think that's part of the reason I hesitated to have a YouTube channel for so long, is because of the stigma attached to being a psychic person. But everybody's psychic. Most people have so much going on in their minds that they aren't listening. A lot of times when people are praying, they're petitioning a higher power for something, when according to the Bible, that's not even how you pray. According to the Bible or the Dead Sea Scrolls, it is ask without hidden motive and be surrounded by your answer. That's actually how you pray. Most people have not done their research to find out where the information from the Bible that they're reading has come from. And I have. I'm such a nerd. I am such a researcher that I have the Nag Hammadi, which is the stories from the New Testament. I have the Dead Sea Scrolls, which is the stories from the Old Testament. And I have the Apocrypha, which is just stories in general that people don't know. And most of the books that I have can be authenticated by a historian. The Gospels according to Judas, the Gospels according to Mary Magdalene, those can be authenticated by a historian, and most of the Gospels in the Bible cannot be. So, my take on the telepathy tapes is that at the same time, when our country, America, is going backwards, spirituality is running forward by leaps and bounds. And it is huge to see. And my belief is most of what we're going through here in the United States is a spiritual war. It is to disconnect us from God. That's just my belief. Please take it or leave it. But I wanted to start this new segment just to answer people's questions from my take, from the psychic, from the spiritual, from a person who has studied many, many things. And I think once you study many, many things, you realize there is so much more to know. So, spilling the spiritual tea, my take on the telepathy tapes. If you like this content, or if you would like to go live and have a live Q&A, please comment below and say, yes, please, live Q&A. And I will do that on a Sunday or a Monday evening. I typically go live on Sundays with TikTok. And so we can do that if you guys would like. And if you do like this content, would you please like, share, and subscribe? It helps the channel, and it helps me to be able to know, oh, okay, I'll keep making these videos. So thank you so much for just being a part of this journey with my TikTok channel. I certainly appreciate you, and we will talk soon. Bye for now.